Hello, beautiful people. Saturday evening. It's Parenting Essential Live. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining me. Oye Esther here, and I'm glad that you're here today. So tell somebody that Oye is live and it's Saturday live today on Parenting Essentials. And today again, I'm live on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Thank you all for joining me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Thank you for joining me today. I believe we are live on 2 accounts on Facebook and on and on YouTube, Instagram, and on TikTok. Parenting Essential with Oye. Thank you for joining me here, TikTok. Thank you for joining. Today I have a few questions I'm going to be answering, and I'm going to be diving into it shortly. So let me know where you're joining me from. Right there on TikTok. Let me know where you're joining me from today. All right, I have a few important parenting questions that I'm going to be answering today. If you're first time seeing me today, I am Oye Esther, a family life practitioner and a parenting coach. And today I'm going to be answering some questions. You can also drop your questions. If time permits, I'm going to pick your question, then I will answer it depending on the time that is available. But I have a few questions already with me that I'm going to be answering today. But let me know where you're joining me from today. I'm trying to pick, all right, I can see Melon there. Thank you for joining me. Gerard, Tunde, thank you for joining me. Lola, thank you for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining me today. All right. Okay. I have a few questions, but some of these questions I have answered them in the past. But today, even though maybe you have heard me answer that question today, I believe you're going to learn a new dimension of answering that same question today. I have about 6 questions with me, so you can also drop yours. And I'm sure going to get it, and I will do justice to it according to how time is going to permit. And I want to say thank you again for joining me today. I believe it's a beautiful Saturday evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you might be joining me from. How was your day? Just like the way I love to ask. Was it stressful? Was it tiring? Was it just restful, peaceful? Whatever the day, whatever, doesn't matter what the day has been. You are breathing right now and you are alive. And I think that is the most important. No matter how stressful it has been, or it has been, you are breathing and everything is just going to be okay. Was it cold at your hand? Was it very warm? Whatever it is, you are surviving, you are breathing, you are alive, and everything is just going to be fine. And if you're a parent, you're a caregiver, a foster parent, I want to welcome you, because I believe that the questions that I'm going to be reading out and the answers I'm going to be sharing today is going to be an eye-opener to you, is going to benefit you. And if you're not a parent yet, or you're not even planning to be a parent, I believe that you're going to help somebody. You're going to help a friend, a family member, one day that they need this, and you're going to be the solution provider. So it is never a waste for you to learn. It is never a waste for you today. There's always something to learn, and I believe today you're going to learn something. All right. The first question I have with me is, and I think I've received this similar question a couple of times from first-time mom, that I'm a first-time mom. My son is almost 2 years, always throwing tantrum and always eating me. What can I do? A first-time mom, maybe you're a first-time mom, or you're planning to be a mom, or you've seen similar things in there, maybe from friends or family, but you don't even know what is this or what is going on, or you've even labeled what you don't understand. That was something that I thought about a few weeks ago, and I think I shared it on my Facebook wall, like, stop judging what you don't understand in the life of your children. What you don't understand, don't just tag it, don't label it, or don't just judge it. It is very important for you to understand what is going on in the life of your child or your children. This question is from a first-time mom, and it said the child is almost, the son, yes, it's almost 2 years, always throwing tantrum and eating the mom. What can I do? First of all, I will let you know, and I've said that many times from way back, from years back, and in case you don't know, that tantrum for children at this particular age is frustration-based. Tantrum for children is frustration-based, and at 2 years, it is quite normal for a child to be throwing tantrum. So you do not have anything to worry about, or you do not have to, overwhelm yourself, or to just cry yourself out, or to just tag your child because this child I don't understand, always throwing tantrum. No, this is quite normal for so many children at this stage. But I want you to know for sure that this is a frustration based. So, what is your job as a parent? What can you do when you see a child or your child throwing tantrum, a child of 2, 3, but in this case, this parent said the child is almost 2? What can you do? The first thing to do is for you to first understand what can be the underlying factor, what can be frustrating this child. I know you're saying right now, I don't have time. I can't say that. I don't have time for that. I can't be asking my child, why are you frustrated? Why are you like this? You just want to shout back. Do you find yourself screaming at that child when the child is having tantrum? Or did you find yourself, always, just yelling at that child? I want you to know that whatever you're doing, maybe shouting, yelling, stop that, don't do that again, you are also doing the same thing. This might be the factor why your child is doing this. What many of you do at this time when you see that your child is having tantrum is you also throwing the same tantrum, but you are not aware that what you're doing is also tantruming. You're also doing the same. So it is very important for you, if you want to find out the underlying issue, why your child is having a tantrum, is for you to stay calm. Your calmness is required at this point. So that is not just your voice, even your body must be calm. Many times, a lot of people have mastered the art of rehearse not to talk. You're not talking, but you're agitating. Your body is moving. The child can read your body language. So you need to stay calm, ensure that your face is calm, your voice is calm, your body is calm, and come to the child's level. For you to help a child, you have to reach out to the child as a child. You have to be ready to see things in the child's view. What can be happening? You don't just want to stay as an adult and you want to understand what is happening in the life of a child. Because as an adult, you don't understand why somebody should just be rolling on the floor or shouting. That is the brain of the child. But this time, to make you understand, I'll just come to that level that you have to use the brain of a child. See the things like a child. Come to the child's level with your calmness and understand what led to that. So you have to know the antecedent. What happened prior? Because these are the things that you have to know. If it's a behavior that is right there, that maybe you need a professional or an evaluation. But don't just rush. Oh, I need to call a therapist. I need to go see a doctor. You are your child's first therapist. Every parent, caregiver, foster or biological parent, it doesn't really matter. You are your child's first therapist. Before you run, I know you have all the money to spend. No problem. No problem, we are here to charge you. But know that your job first is to understand that child first. What happened prior? Every time my child is having tantrum, what are the things that always happened before? That's your job. That is when you need your journal right now. Begin to understand what happened. I have some questions that is related to maybe collecting the tab, iPad or something. I'm going to go there. But let's just talk about tantruming in a neutral way without, you don't know what exactly is going on. Don't forget the self-check you're going to do first is to know, even when anytime my child is doing like this, do I just shout? Do I just rant? You want to know if you are whole yourself. Your wholeness is going to determine how your child is going to stay whole. Don't forget I said 2 weeks ago that if you're bleeding, you're going to bleed on your child. You don't know if whatever you're doing, you're frustrated at your work, you're tired, you are fighting with your spouse, you just slammed the door. You don't know that's a tantrum. You're throwing tantrum and you're complaining about your child. But once you have ticked out all these things, that these things are not there, you are not throwing tantrum, you are an old parent, you have dealt with your whatever it is, maybe childhood trauma, but you don't know what is going on in the life of your child. At this point, you begin to underline what happened. Was it the food? You pay attention to details and begin to check everything that happened prior to that tantrum. So it happens again, you begin to note it down. That is when you know if something that you can handle by yourself or you need to call for help from a professional. Because there might be an underlying issue. There might be something for some children. But for a 2-year-old, I'm telling you, it's too early for you to tag a child. And when many people are doing right now, I've seen many of that. And somebody tell me, coach, my child is autistic. Who diagnosed your child? How did you know? Because he's always throwing tantrum. I think he's autistic. Take it easy on that child. That child is just 2 years. And when we're talking about developmental delay or developmental stages, for each child is not the same. I said it last week that baby A is different from baby B. I said you are your child first therapist, but I'm not saying you should tag what you don't understand. Because I think there are thin line between these things. But coach, you said, I am my child's first therapist. Why can't I say my child is autistic? Your child is not autistic. You are not in the position to diagnose your child, even though you are in the position to pay attention to detail in the life of that child. But if you think that you need help, then you take the child to a professional for an evaluation or observation. Then they will let you know if more test observation need to be done and tell you what can be done. But I tell you, for 2 years, it's too early to say a 2-year-old child is autistic because of tantrum. And many of you have received the tag and you have proclaimed these things in the life of your children until now they are manifesting. I'm not talking to careless parent right here. I'm not talking to selfish parent right here. Those who are running away from reality. Because I know some parents are actually seeing the problem, but they choose not to see it. Those are not the parents I'm talking to today. I'm talking to over careful, very intentional. Your intentionality want to bring you into trouble. You can be so intentional and be busy, yet guilty. Your intentionality, you don't want to take chances, yet you are tagging and labeling and calling what you don't understand in the name of, I am very intentional. I don't want to take chances. Those are not the people I'm talking to today. And it's not be good for you to be so intentional. You're a vision carrier parent, yet you're doing something wrong, yet you're guilty. So you have to be very careful because there are thin line between these things. So check why, what is this, what is happening. And you said, okay, let me go back to the question. I said, always throwing tantrum and always eating me. Okay. Now you are telling your child, you're saying a 2-year-old is always eating you when the child is upset. Can we go back to the drawing board? Check. Is there anything like assault in the house, or do you beat the child by reflex every time? Can you stop that? You might not be an old parent yet, because the way you were raised, you are automatically mirroring the parenting style of your own parent, that every moment, every time, now that you're an adult, it can't get out of your head because you were being spanked daily. So you have done the same thing to this 2-year-old boy. Every moment, stop. You just want to say, stop that, a slap. Don't do that, a slap. Now the child is beating you back. I just want to say you have an amazing child right there, because the child is just giving to you, mirroring to you what you have been doing, and that makes you know you are a very good teacher. Well done. So we can't just say these things, tag these children ignorantly. They are victims, but yet we want to play victim as an adult. A lot of parents are playing victim. Like, I'm tired. Parenting is not an easy task. And this, my child is this, my that. And everything that child is doing is as a result of your own parenting style. Are you getting me today? Are we together? Are we together? So you have to know, why is this 2 years old always beating you? Can it be as a result of me always spanking? Or there's something else that is going on in the house that we can't be talking about here? Do we have adults in the house that slap each other? And you think the child is young? That is not the child's business. If me and my spouse are beating ourselves, or sometimes we slap ourselves at random, that is not a child's business. Why should it is a child's business? Because the best way you can teach a child is to model the behavior you want to see. So when we talk about these things, they sound so simple, but there are quite a lot of things that we need to check. It is very important. You have to be so intentional in paying attention to details and be truthful to yourself. Because if not, you'll be in denial forever. You know that adults in the house sometimes spank each other, give yourself a slap, or this child has been a victim that always you spank the child for every opportunity to correct. And this child is doing the same thing now, and you're complaining. Or you as an adult, you always throwing tantrums, slamming the door, shouting, screaming. That's the result. So don't just tag what you don't understand in the life of a child. Make sure you are whole so that you can have an holistic child. It is very important. You have to check all these things. What is the cause of this frustration? Can it be an underlying problem? Can it be a behavior? Do you think you need to check a behavioral? You need to go for evaluation? Before you jump to all these things, please, can you do all the first check that you have to do by yourself? Before you say, my child is this, my child is that. Can you mark yourself, okay, no, these are all out. Can you say for sure 100%, it is not this, it is not that? I am old as a parent. I don't just spank. I don't spank my children. No other adult is beating ourselves around the house. I keep my cool, calmness, voice, body, face. And then you go, now I need a professional to help me evaluate my child. That is very, very important. Very, very important. All right, another question. I'll go to another question quickly. So that number one question is saying, don't just tag what you don't understand in the life of your child ignorantly. Check yourself, check the child to know the desired intervention that you're going to give to the child. Another question says, you can drop your question on Facebook, YouTube, drop your question. I'm going to get it. Keep dropping your question and I'm going to see how to quickly address them. Is beating my child once in a while to correct them a bad thing? This is a very sensitive question, but I will try as much as possible to answer it. Is beating my child once in a while to correct them a bad thing? For things to ask yourself, okay, that one is not a complete statement, but is beating my child once in a while a bad thing to correct them? Maybe I want to punish them for something they have done wrong. I will not tell you beating your child once in a while is bad or good, but listen to this. There are things you have to ask yourself before you say beating is the solution to your child. You have to first ask yourself, the time that I'm beating my child, how was I? How was my emotional state? Do I feel frustrated? Was I angry? What exactly warrants me beating that child? It is very important for you to ask yourself and check, because many times when a lot of people resort in beating is because they are hungry. They are frustrated as an adult. You don't know what to do to that situation, then you resort in beating. Anytime you're frustrated as an adult and you don't know what to do, it means you lack that particular skill, how to handle that situation. And you need to have it. How can you have the skill you lack as a parent or a caregiver or a foster parent? Is to learn it. You have to be intentional about learning the skill you lack. So you don't just say, if you cannot be truthful to yourself, you just keep encouraging yourself. I need to beat them. If I don't beat them, they don't listen. You just believe. You have that made belief that if I don't beat my children, they won't listen, because you were beaten as a child. And you feel like that was why you turned out to be good. Hey, are you sure you actually turned out to be good or you survived? So when you beat that child, do you think they have learned the lesson you beat them for, and they will never repeat that mistake again because of the beating or because of the fear of the pain that you are going to inflict on them? So this brings me back to your personal family values, your parenting style, and the kind of child you want to raise. Are you raising a child like in a military zone? Do this and you do that. And the child now follows instruction by saying, once mommy said, do that, they just jump up and do it because they know that if I don't do it, I am going to be beaten, or because they know that this is what I should do, I'll do it. Because they know why they should do it, not because they will be beaten. We are raising children that are self-governed. Mommy and daddy are not dead. I know what to do. Not because, you know what, I can't wait to be adult and just leave these people. I'm just going to endure. You are just making them to be tough in the wrong direction, but in your head, you are an amazing parent. Because when you talk, they jump up. A very robotic parenting style that when you give order, they jump up. And you are so proud of yourself. I dare not talk to my child and they look at me twice. They're just looking at you like this. This father doesn't understand anything. I'm just waiting to escape from here. Is that the kind of children you want to raise? Then you are going to take decision if you are going to keep on beating them, or you're going to let them see the reason why they have to do the things they need to do so that the beating will be out of it. It's really up to you. It's really, really up to you. So you have to know, why are you beating them? Were you frustrated? Were you frustrated? Were you just tired? Or because you don't actually know what else to do? It takes intentionality for you to be able to face it and answer this question. If you have another option that will give the desired result, will you still beat them? Can you ask yourself? Is beating my child bad? But if you have another option, if I'm giving you a solution right now, that don't beat that child, do this, it's going to give you a result, will you do it? If that is a yes, that means beating should not be the solution. You ended up resorting into beating because you don't know what else to do. So you have to be sincere to yourself. And is that beating bringing them back to their senses? Did they get why you are beating? They got the message. They learned their lesson. So another question I'm going to ask you is, are you punishing them? Are you trying to inflict pain on them for what they have done? Or you want to discipline them for them to learn from their mistakes so that they don't do the same again? These are the things you have to ask yourself. Because what many people are doing when it comes to beating a child is punishing them for their mistake. For example, a child comes to the kitchen trying to serve a dish and they may accidentally break a plate. And because that plate is so precious to you, you got angry, very upset. Why would you break my plate? You don't even know. You're not even checking if the child is okay. You don't know what happened. You don't know if that child has, they have a cut from that broken plate. You just you already have a stick in the house. You just pick up and just beat. I told you, don't touch my plate. Don't touch my plate. Have you taught the child not to break the plate then another time? Or you just inflicted fear, anxiety on that child? Did you even ask what happened? Did you see the child did that just pick the plate and just throw the plate? So these are the things we have to ask ourselves genuinely. And if you as an adult, can you also make mistake of breaking plate or doing something like that? So if you break a plate as an adult, out of anger, and you're upset, you bought it very expensive, gold-plated, will you pick a stick and beat yourself? If not, why? Why didn't you beat yourself so that next time as an adult, you will not make that mistake? So most of the time, we just lack skill. We lack skills that we're supposed to use. We don't understand what we are doing with our children. And that I said before, that you cannot raise a child with, what will be, will be. I'll just gamble. You cannot gamble with your parenting. And that is why we say you have to invest in yourself when it comes to parenting. You have to invest. You have to learn. So I'm still asking you, do you think beating a child is going to let them know what you're beating them for? Shouting and screaming on them and they're shaking and you are very happy and pleased with yourself. I'm an amazing parent. You even pat yourself at the back and give yourself, you even use this ego when you are in the committee of friends and they're saying, my own child is not listening. My child dare not. Sweetheart, you are a principality and power. They are just looking at you like this. If they open up, if you have what is called openness meeting that we do here and we teach people to do, and it's been working for many families, hundreds of families, if you hear genuinely what is in the mind of that child, you will run. They just look at you like this. So are you going to keep beating that child, or you want to raise that child to know what to do in such a situation? Are you going to raise that child to know the right thing to do so that there will not be a reoccurrence? What is your decision? Which one is better for you as a parent? At the end of the day, you are the parent to your children. I am parenting my own children. I can only guide. Your decision It's up to you, whatever you're going to do. But because I love these precious children so much, I always try as much as possible to explain to parents for them to see what they are doing. When you stand in front of the mirror, you can choose to see yourself or not see yourself. You can be standing in front of the mirror and close your eyes and say, I'm not seeing anything. And you're not, visually impaired. And you can be in front of the mirror and I can see that I'm wearing a black dress today. And I can say this is not a black dress, it's a green dress. Even if you are seeing a black dress and I insist that I'm wearing a green dress, there is nothing you can do about it. If I believe it deep down, if I go for a lie detective test, I'm going to pass. Because that is what my brain is seeing. So when it comes to parenting, you have to take this decision of what exactly you want to do. Nobody can help you. What are you going to do? I have few questions. Oh my, time is gone. What are you going to do? So if you're a parent, a caregiver, a foster parent, ask myself, will I keep beating? Or I want to learn how to teach them so that they don't do that mistake anymore. With inflicting pain on my children, has it helped over the years? Or has it just, toughen them to be more stubborn, disobedient? You have to know that. What will I do? I say, but I've tried. I've done everything. What can I do? Check again, you have not done everything. Let the child speak. Listen to that child without judgment. Analyze the situation. Tell the child what could have been done. Try that method on a calm. Understand what happened. Show empathy to your child. Show genuine love to your child. Then try it. If it doesn't work, then you decide what you want to do. Another good question that you need to ask yourself when it comes to beating a child is, how was I disciplined as a child? Be sincere to yourself. If your parent never ever beat you, it will not be by default that you just want to beat your child. How was I parented? How was I disciplined as a child? For some of us, if you remember very well, you know that every small mistake is stick. So you are still wounded. You are wounded, you are bleeding, but you're not even aware that you were traumatized. And this thing just sounds so simple. If your answer is, you know what, I remember my dad beat the hell out of me. My mom beat the hell out of me. That might be giving you signal to what you need to do on your children. Because that might, the effect is still affecting you. That's why you cannot, by reflex, by default, you beat your children. So you have to deal with you first. A lot of things I would say, no, my mom beat me very well. My dad beat me very well. And that's how I turned out. No, you were domesticated. It was not discipline. It was, you were punished. There was a lot of domestication, but you were not aware. You enjoyed, you survived. And you want to do the same in this generation, but it's very tough because these children of now, they are quite different. And that is why you see people telling me or saying that my child is very stubborn. My child is talking back. Because this one, you cannot do the military zone for them. So what you need is the skill that the parent that parented you lacked. That's what you need. It is very important. Or I'm going to go to another question quickly. Time is fast spent. My child is so slow. Do we have any question on YouTube? My child is so slow. I'm not a sluggish person. How can I make my child fast? My child is so slow. I am not a sluggish person. How can I make my child fast? That question is quite deep. Let me see how I quickly can break it. I'm hearing somebody saying my child is not me. You want to make your child you. Your child is not slow. How old is the child we're talking about here? And what do you mean by sluggish? What is the definition of sluggish? How can you make the child fast because you're fast? And I think this question, we can treat it for 30 minutes and we are still on it. But because of time, I'm just quickly going to say something. Note that your child is not you. Even if you have a child that looks just like you. If I have a daughter that looks just like me or a son that looks just like me, and I'm seeing myself in that child's life, I have to know that that is not me. That's another human being entirely, even though that person has some features that look like me. I think one of the issues that parents have is to think that that child is, that's me. I can sing. Why can't you sing? People go to that far, as far as that. I can do this. Why can't you do this? You look just like me. So you have to first know that that child you want to raise is another person entirely, even though you think it looks like you, but not you. One thing that is going to help you as a parent to solve a situation like this is to understand your child's personality. Very importantly, do you understand your child's personality? Do you even understand your personality? Then go ahead and find out how to understand your child's personality. If you don't know, there are books that can guide you, there are assessments that can guide you. We also run that assessment. We can also help you out to understand your child's personality. Then you begin to know that your child's personality is not actually your personality, even though there might be, and if you think that it's still matching somewhere, that thing that you call slow, you can go back and check yourself at that particular age and time. Even though I don't want to go there, you'll be surprised that the fast, what you call speed now, was out of maybe effect of maybe you have been beaten, or you went through some situations that make you change your personality. You'll be surprised that you were not actually a fast person originally, and what you might be running now that look like you are very fast now might be a pseudo personality out of a lot of talk, yelling, and everything. So your job now is to understand your own child and help that child. Are you talking about slow in terms of education, academics, speed, as chores? So this question is broad. It's not what we can just dabble into. There are so many other factors for us to give a direct answer to this question. And when we talk about slow, we have to talk about the age appropriate also. What are you expecting that child to be fast with? For example, you are expecting a 4-year-old to be able to do the dishes without help, without spilling water. Or the child is too slow. The child is only 5 years, but taking 30 minutes to wash plates. And if you want to wash it, you are washing it for 5 minutes or 2 minutes. You are the mom. You are the caregiver. So that child is still learning. So some things are just weird. And that's why I'm just saying all these examples, because I don't have detail to this question. What age? What are you calling slow? What are you expecting? But if you feel there's an issue, maybe it's a developmental delay. Maybe you think, okay, for example, let's say a 15-year-old cannot actually do things. They're not grasping what you're teaching. Cannot actually do as chores, dishes, and when they're doing it, they're just very slow. And you know that it's not because they are sluggish or tired or lazy, but somehow you're trying to teach, they are not getting it. You might need to call for help. You might need to go for evaluation. So we have to understand at what point do we need help as a parent, so that you don't just turn out to be a careless parent. So you can be a positive parent, yet be careless if you are not careful. So you can stay positive and say, my child is okay, in the name of whatever you believe, yet you are losing time. Just like we say early intervention. A child of 4 years is not talking, but you say my child is okay. I believe my child is okay. But yet you are complaining. That child needs a therapy, needs evaluation. You might need to enroll that child for speech therapy and every other thing. Find out how you were, the father, the mother, what happened as a childhood, so that you can know what to guide. So we have to know what you call sluggish, what is slow to you, but there must be age-appropriate measure. Don't just say the child is slow. Age-appropriate measure. You have to know. If you don't know, please ask questions so that you don't damage the child in the name of you talk too much. Again, you didn't get it. I've been teaching you. All these things can also frustrate that child. And the child who doesn't know it's over. What is difficult in 2 + 2, 4? I have teaching it. It doesn't get 2 + 2, 4. Leave that book and look for other things on how to show that 2 + 2 is 4. Turn it to a family game. And that is why we are teaching parents how to connect with their children on another level. Parent-child connection. A child is needing math and you keep bringing more teachers, more books. It might be frustrating for that child, especially if you don't understand that child's learning style. You are understanding your child's personality type. Your child's learning style, it's what is going to help you not to get frustrated and damage that growing glory in your hands. It is very important. So if I have more details about this question, I can still bring more light. But for now, understand that child's personality type. What do you call sluggish? And I'm hearing you saying you want that child to be like you. That child is not like you. So there's quite a lot of factors that we need to consider in this question. Let me see if I can answer one or two more questions. One? Okay. Okay, there's one. My 3-year-old does not listen and always want to be on the tablet. What can I do? My 3-year-old does not listen and always want to be on the tablet. What can I do? All right. What do you mean by the child does not listen? That's my first question to you. Who bought the tablet? My second question. Third thing that you need to know, that the 3-year-old at this stage, they are still exploring their world. They are exploring their world. This is they're in the stage of embodiment, the role play, and if they're exploring, they want to know, they want to touch, they want to explore. They are very inquisitive at 3. So at this time, they just want to do everything. They want to check the iPad they have given to them. Your job is to know you are giving an iPad to a 3-year-old. That means, I believe, a parent who is giving an iPad to a 3-year-old, you already have a screen time. You already have when and what the child is doing with that iPad. And you already know that the child is not engrossed in that screen before you call the child. A lot of parents are setting their children up for destruction, yet they are playing victim. A lot of parents are setting their children up for destruction. You are the one who bought the tablet. You are the one who left that child for hours on the tablet because you were busy a day. You did not call the child. The child can do what they like. Another day that you now have time, you feel is too much. You are not calling the child and the child is not listening to you. Then you are saying, my child doesn't want to listen. So you set your child up to be in this situation, but you are the one playing the victim. Just like children, they love routine. I believe a 3-year-old should have a routine. Even if they have an iPad, they should know their iPad time, their screen time, and at what time they have to drop it. So also when they are playing with toys. Some children is not even iPad. They love their toys, maybe Legos, whatever it is. And if you call them, it's time to eat, they don't want to leave that toy. And you say, my child doesn't listen, doesn't work like that. For a child, it is okay to give prior information. In 10 minutes, we are going to clean up. In 10 minutes, clean time is going to be over. Then another 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we are going to clean up the toys. In 5 minutes, we are going to finish up with the iPad. Make it a routine. Don't make it today it's okay, another day is not okay. If not, you're going to be the one to play the victim. Meanwhile, the child is the victim here. But you know what? We are so much eager to say, my child is not listening. I've done all my best. What best have you done, sweetheart? What is it that you have done? So your job is to teach the child, to give a routine, to let them know what they're doing, to follow you in a calm way. If you know your child cannot handle, before you even give it an iPad or a tablet to a child of 3 years, you should know that is needed. You should know that child is following. They know that this is the time to drop it. Whatever they are doing there, maybe just for a little bit of screen time, they know they drop it at 3. But if you're giving your child a tab, and when it's time to drop it, they don't want to drop it, you should know that child is not ready for that yet. So don't build a problem that you don't have solution for and start to play the victim. So it's your decision to say to yourself, I'm not going to build myself a problem that I don't even have the solution for. Then I still be the one to play the victim. You have to be sincere to yourself in that regard. You give an iPad to a 3-year-old, they just watch so many, I don't want to call them, YouTube videos, and you say they are learning, and now they don't want to drop it. And most of the times what they are doing is just a mirage. It's not learning. And that's not even where I'm going to today. If you have the strength to buy the iPad to give to the child, you have to be principled to know how to teach routine. and to know how to guide your child. And if you are confused, please get help. Don't use your child as an experiment. Don't. Don't play victim while you are the one doing the wrong thing as a parent. Don't play victim. It is very important. Very, very important. I have a few more questions, but I think we can continue next week. At what age can I start teaching my child sex education? I think I have a few more questions. What I'll do is I'll do another question and answer next week, Saturday, but I'm sure I'll be on TikTok live during the week. But for this question and answer, I will continue next week. Do we have any question on Instagram? All right. So I'm just going to continue this question next week. My child is not always listening when I give instruction, not until I shout. How can I see the same? And I can see the same with other families. It seems it's obedience. Obedience is by shouting. Okay, let's leave all these questions for next week so that we can go deep or deeper in it. All right, if you have any question, please send it. You can send it to me on DM, on Insta, on TikTok, on our account, our business line is there. Send in your question before next week, and we're going to do more of question and answer next week. I want to say thank you everyone for joining me today on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok. Thank you so much everyone for joining me today. This is called the Parenting Essential, live with Oye Esther from the Vision Guide. And if you're seeing my face for the first time today, this little girl right here is called Esther Oye, and I'm a family life practitioner, a parenting coach, a therapeutic play practitioner, and every Saturday I come live to help parents, to guide parents on essential skills they need for a successful visionary parenting journey. And that is why I'm here today. So be part of this family. If you're coming for the first time, make sure you come back again and again, where we dish out essential skills for effective parenting. And if you want to join our close group, just send a DM and you can be part of our family. You want to join any of our trainings and our courses, send a DM. You have a particular question, you can also book a 10-minute free clarity session that I'm going to guide you directly, tailored whatever it is to your own need. Thank you so much for joining me and every one of us today from my team. Thank you, everybody. I want to say before we go, don't forget that parenting must be intentional, parenting must be purposeful, parenting must be full of vision. And that is why I say only the Vision Guide. Stay blessed and God bless you. I'll see you again next week by God's grace. Thank you everyone on TikTok. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Quite a lot of names I don't know how to call, but thank you so much everyone. God bless you. God bless you.